amount, well, they're going to try and fix the problem, and that's going to be, providing more liquidity into the banking system. It's going to be backstopping, like I've just done. All they're doing is they're kicking the can down the road, and they're making it actually more egregious for ultimately the sovereign debt crisis, which I think we've begun, and people haven't quite figured out. And that's a much bigger play than any of this shit. That is the absolute behemoth that's the elephant in the room. That's what I believe you should be focusing on is how do you escape the sovereign debt crisis? What do you do for the sovereign debt crisis? That's going to be the biggest issue of our lifetimes, in my humble opinion.
What does that look like? Like when that really comes to front? Yeah.
It's a default. And so anything that's holding that paper gets vaporized, which is all your pension funds. It's your insurance companies. So a lot of these institutions of socialism, this sort of cradle to grave, holding your hand of outsourced responsibility go away. It's your pension plans, it's your insurance plans, it's your healthcare plans, it's even education, who pays the teachers, all that sort of shit gets wiped out and has to be replaced by something. So they're going to try and wipe the slate and move it to some new setup. But the question is, in order to wipe that slate, you can't have a sovereign debt crisis and not simultaneously or subsequently have a currency crisis. You're going to get both, okay? And so then the question is, so if they introduce their new CBDCs, they wipe all this shit out, as I'm suggesting and they introduce the CBDC, will it be trusted? Who will trust it? Okay, on an international playing field, I can't imagine the BRICS trusting something laid out. They'll just be like, we're not trusting it. You guys just defaulted on all of this other stuff. You might still not default on some of the obligations in terms of treasury markets and stuff. They'll have to have a two-tier system basically in order to not go to war. But it's a massive loss of faith. And now they're issuing some new token. It's a bit like you just had FTX. It just blew up and like, we've got a new token. Don't worry about that one. Like, I don't see that. Even so, that their ability to try and coerce and pull everyone into one bucket that's the tool that they're using or going to use to try and pull it off. But I think it starts fragmenting quickly because everyone it's like it becomes look out for yourself. People realize that they don't have anyone to trust, and it's a bit of social chaos. So anyways, in that environment, you want to own stuff. You want to own real stuff.
Man, that makes so much sense. The CBDC thing, I could imagine on a Friday afternoon, your pension blows up, and then there's an emergency FOMC meeting on a Sunday, and they're like, we're issuing a central bank digital currency. If you want to continue to get your pension check every month, you need to have this app. And that's how it starts.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's a crisis, but we have a solution. And there's someone to blame. We always have someone to blame. It's Russian hackers. It's Chinese with balloons. It's, I don't know. But we've saved you. It could have been worse.
You're welcome. Kiss the ring. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Arsonist being the firefighter, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, now I get it. I'm starting to see it a lot more clearly now.